Support and resistance levels are like a roadmap for trading opportunities, because if you know how to draw them on and how to use them, you'll know that a lot of activity happens at these points, and that can help you to look for potentially profitable trades. So in this video, I'm going to give you a beginner's guide to support and resistance levels, otherwise known as key levels. I'm going to be telling you what support and resistance levels even are, how to draw them on Thinkmarkets, and I'm also going to be giving you a few secrets to support and resistance levels. So if you're excited to learn, make sure you hit the thumbs up button before we get started, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit subscribe to Thinkmarkets as well. So first of all, what are support and resistance levels? So support and resistance levels are horizontal lines which we draw on the chart, which can show us where potential activity can happen. As I said before, it's like a roadmap for trading activity. So for example, you might see a cluster on these levels, you might see just a pullback, you might see a full-on reversal, or you might see a dramatic break. You could even see a break and a retest. But the point is, we want to draw on these levels so we know where to expect activity to happen, and then we can assess the price action when the price gets there. So support levels are levels which are below the current price, and resistance levels are levels which are above the current price. But support levels can become resistance levels, and resistance levels can become support levels. So that's why we sometimes call them key levels, because it shows that they are interchangeable. So on Thinkmarkets, I use the horizontal line tool to draw on my support and resistance levels. So you'll see on the side here, if I click the second one down, I can get the horizontal line tool here. I use it so often that I put a star next to it so it appears on my screen all the time, and it's quick and easy for me to grab. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to first of all show you the most obvious resistance level. That is the all-time high. It's always just a really nice, easy one to place on. So we don't know what's going to happen when the price reaches here, if it ever reaches there, but we know to expect something, and then we can assess the price action. So as I said, we may just get a little bit of a cluster, we may get a reversal, we may get a dramatic break, we may get a break and a retest. Anything can happen, but the point is we want to be aware of the place to look for that. So my key level trading secret is that I like to use the day chart to draw on my key levels, even though I am a scalp trader and I like to trade on very small time frames. The reason for this is the day chart levels are incredibly strong. So day chart levels that I've drawn on from using price action on the day chart become very strong levels even on the very small time frames. And if I'm looking at the day chart, I've got a lot more information because I can go back several years, and support and resistance levels still hold even from years before. So the day chart's the easiest place for me to draw them on. So there are many different ways to draw on support and resistance levels. If you are a beginner trader, then a very beginner-friendly rule of thumb is to look for 3 touch points. When the market hits a level 3 times, you can draw on a key level. Let's have a look and see if we can find one. So I'm going to grab a horizontal line, and I'm going to see if this becomes a touch point. Can you see the market hits 1 time, 2 times, and then over here, we've got a 3rd hit. So this point, it became a resistance level because the price was below the level. Here we've got a small little break and then a reversal. Here the market actually broke through the level, retested on it, had another bounce, broke below it, broke above it again, and then you can see here we've got a nice little test of the level before it carried on up. Now, another point on key levels is that they should be thought about as trampolines rather than glass doors, because one thing you'll probably have noticed is that the lines aren't always exact. Sometimes they are, and it can be a very strong level if they're always very exact, but you shouldn't expect them to always be exact. There's a little bit of bounce room. So I'm going to show you another key level trading secret, and that is that you want to look for an all-time high, which then gets broken followed by a reversal, you want to draw on the level of the first high. I'm going to show you why. So can you see this line here? I'm just going to draw that on. We had a high here, it got broken, and then there was a reversal. Now this happened way back in November 2021. But if you fast forward, you'll notice that this is a point where the market actually broke through, and we had quite a dramatic break. It didn't even retest to the level. It then came up, and this is where we saw that it bounced off this resistance level. So this is now the support level, this is the resistance level, although this was the resistance level before. So you can see how they are interchangeable. But if you keep going further along, you'll notice that this level that we drew on here from way back in 2021 became the lowest point of the crash that we had following Donald Trump's trade war with China. So even from years ago, key levels become relevant today. So it's really good to identify them and to draw them on, because as I say, they're a great roadmap for trading activities, which can help you to place potentially profitable trades. So now you understand the basics of support and resistance levels and how they can help you to look for potential entries. You'll also want to know how to plan your exits, which a lot of traders use stop losses and take profits as predetermined points where they are deciding to exit a trade. You can use support and resistance levels for this as well, but in the next video, we're actually going to be going into stop losses and take profits in a lot more detail. So if you don't want to miss that video, make sure you hit subscribe to Think Markets now. And if you hit the bell button as well, you'll be notified when the video is released.